called Suncheon, which is in the south part of Korea, to meet Eunice's side of the family and to stay for 3 nights at an Airbnb.
Cherry blossoms.
Glamping. Yeah, they're glamping in this.
Yeah.
Look at this. We're in the countryside. Are you ready? Alright, so I'm going to be giving you guys a room tour of our Airbnb. We just got checked in. I just want to show you how it looks like here at Suncheon. It's like the countryside here. But the Airbnb we got is like really nice. So I want to give you guys a tour. This is our Airbnb. Punch in the code. We have the whole house to ourselves. First, there is a big tub, separate room that's like a big tub. Okay, it's really nice. They have like this garden here. This Airbnb was about $250 US a night. Little backyard. They did a really good job just like decorating this place. I was really impressed. What else is there? Okay. All right, now inside. Okay. All right, living room. Kitchen, fridge. This is our like a little den, the hard bed. And then this is the bed. They even got these lights set up, pretty cool. Here's the bathroom. Toilet and a shower. Shower looks nice. Backyard. And we also get this backyard with a feet plunge. It's pretty cool. Overall, we're happy with this place, right, Eunice?
Yeah. I didn't know that we would ever like Airbnbs until we had a baby.
Yeah. I know, we were like hotel people.
Yeah.
Yeah. We weren't really big on Airbnb, but if you go Airbnb like international, sometimes it's nice.
Yeah, like because our baby is
You need more space.
like crawling and he's like standing now, so it's like he needs space.
Yeah. In Korea, they have these things here, which looks like a big old refrigerator, but it's like, it hangs like your jackets and it cleans them and sanitizes them. Styler, it's called a styler.
I have no idea what it is, but I feel like it's like a refresher for your
for your jackets.
like I just did the goose feather jacket because
Yeah.
you can't really put that in a
Yeah,
washer.
because people in Korea wear jackets almost every day, and you can't wash it in the laundry, or you don't want to go dry clean them every time. A lot of people have these things in their houses, right? Which is not in America at all.
I know. What does it do? I don't know.
Yeah, you just hang it up there and then you run it like a laundry machine, and it sanitizes it and stuff. It steams it. Pretty much steams it, sanitizes, dries it. So yeah, the Airbnb really went above and beyond. So like when we got here,
Babe.
Huh?
But one thing, I wish there was closet space.
it says, Daniel, have a comfortable and happy time. It's cool. They have like stuff here. I don't know what this is. They have toys here. Waters and the juices are all included with the stay. I mean, we bought some of them, but the other stuff were included. They had some eggs that were included as well. They provided some bread. They provided bread as well, so. We're leaving this Airbnb. Show you guys the view. What's behind our Airbnb. This is what's behind our Airbnb. Little river. It's nice. This is such a nice place. Just gonna be walking. Look at this. Whew. Today's Sunday. I just ate some mandu and kimbap with Eunice and her mom. And this place is just so peaceful. Look how peaceful this place is. Korea is amazing.
You like it? 좋아요?
Hi, Airbnb wife. All right. We have some fried chicken we're gonna eat. 통닭. That we're gonna eat for dinner. All right. What beer is this?
Royal Duke.
All right, let's eat. What is your thoughts on Suncheon so far?
I like the nature. Quiet. We have an Airbnb.
Super quiet, and also a lot of things are closed in the
On a
mornings
Sunday.
and on a Sunday
Yeah.
because it's a small town. We're halfway into our Korea trip. You know that? We're here for 21 days, and it's been like 10 days already. So day after tomorrow, we're gonna take the plane and go to Jeju Island. We've been to Jeju Island once, right? Well, I just love Jeju Island because the food there, the pork belly, the fish, the food there is the best, period.
It is.
I don't like the hustle and bustle. Yeah, I think I'm gonna just Airbnb. We should just Airbnb wherever we go now. Find a nice house. Because Airbnb like this is $250 a night.
Honestly, I thought it was a little bit expensive for this one.
It is, but you get the whole house.
And in this city, there aren't a lot of Airbnbs.
Yeah.
So we were kind of limited.
We're turned off by Airbnbs in the US because they kind of make you do all this stuff like clean up and all that. But Airbnbs in international are pretty good. They don't make you clean stuff. They don't charge you stuff. They give you free, they gave us free bread and water and sodas.
Really helpful.
Yeah. Do you like coming out and traveling with the baby?
Of course, yes, but it's just very different and very hard.
Very
It's
hard.
like a different type of traveling.
Oh yeah. There was moments when I was in Seoul, I told myself, I'm never traveling with a baby again. No, really. I was like, it's more work, it's more stress than enjoyment. Especially for you, But I guess you get better at it. But
Maybe
at least,
when the baby's out of diapers, it gets easier, maybe.
well, I think if the kids get older, it gets easier. Remember we met a guy and he said his son was 2 and he was like, oh, it gets easier.
Did you say that?
Because the son was just on his phone, just following them around everywhere. But you adjust and you just get used to it. It's a new norm, It's just hard when some countries don't really make it easier. Like when we're stuck in the elevator.
So in Korea, the elevators are really slow, first of all, and it's very crowded in Seoul.
So we needed to go from first floor to third floor. And we waited 15 minutes for that elevator to come to first floor where it wasn't going to be full. So we could fit the stroller and go to third floor. So me and Eunice split up because I had a lot of luggage too. My elevator came. So I went to third floor, and I was in the third floor waiting. And after like 10 minutes, I texted Eunice. I was like, Eunice, where are you? Because the elevator opened and you didn't come out. You said you got off the second floor.
After waiting for so long. In Seoul, like so many strangers, older adults, like 아줌마 아저씨s, they would just keep touching baby E. And I just didn't know what to feel about it. Because
Wow. They like babies there.
Yeah.
It's like remember what's the interesting thing? That one of the ladies said, they're like, oh, it's such a rarity to see babies these days.
yeah,
It's
that's,
like,
that's what it is.
when you see a stroller, usually it's like a dog inside.
Yeah, that's
'Cause-
what the
Yeah, there's just
lady
not a
was
lot of
saying.
babies going around in Seoul. So when they see one, they're like, oh,
Yeah,
like,
it's like they're very like
they get very excited.
yeah, they just
Yeah.
want to really see him and
Touch him. And then like we're going down, the baby's crying. And like 3 or 4 of them looks over and they're like, what's wrong with the baby?
yeah.
And then one of them was like, the baby's crying, that means he's hungry, there's no other reason. We're like driving like, oh shoot, what should we do? We're getting like
The alley
hounded.
was like the longest walk.
Yeah, all these like older Korean women and men were like, what's wrong with the baby? So we're like, oh shoot, we gotta get out of here.
Yeah.
It's not like we're gonna stop and feed it there, you know. We were kind of told that Koreans don't really do Instagram, which I was like, oh, who said that? Your aunt said that? But anyways, yeah. So when we got to Korea, we usually, if we're in the U.S. and when you go anywhere, we get noticed like all the time. In Korea, we didn't get noticed at all, at the hotel, anywhere.
In
right?
the beginning.
In the beginning. So we're like, oh, okay. So in Korea, they don't really like, see our content.
Yeah.
Until like one person came. We were in the Chinese food place. One person came and she was like, oh, I'm a fan in Korean. And I was like, oh. And then another person came like when we were downstairs in the hotel. And I was like, oh, I'm a fan. And they were like, oh, you want a picture? And then she was like, no, I'm good. I was like, okay.
No, only one of them did. No, she was saying, oh, it's okay because she knew that we were with our baby. She was
Oh.
being
Yeah.
very nice. Very happy to see that there are people following us from here in Korea, South
Yeah,
Korea.
yeah.
So
That was crazy.
that was like, yeah, we were like, because we thought, oh, no one's gonna notice us here.
Yeah.
And like, they were so nice. So like, thank you everyone who said hi to us.
You know what's so interesting, Eunice? I was thinking about this whole trip. You know, we were born in Korea. You grew up in what, Ansan? Or
I was born there, but I don't know if I grew up there.
I was born in Busan. I grew up in Busan and I moved to Seoul and I grew up in Seoul is what I remember the most. I remember Busan a little bit, but growing up in Seoul, I remember it because I was in preschool and I was in first grade elementary. I remember bringing my shoes in a bag. You know, when you go to school in Korea, you wear shoes that you wear in the school.
White shoes.
Yeah, you remember? And you would have a bag and you would go. I remember that. I remember my elementary school, like once a quarter, they would come and pour like powder on people's hair for lice.
No, that I don't know.
You know? I ate a lot of boki, which is, dalgona.
Dalgona?
I ate a lot of dalgona off the street. I played a lot of the games, kongi. So I grew up here in Seoul, And then,
I don't know. I thought you grew up in Busan.
oh, no. I grew up in Seoul.
Oh yeah, you told me that city that we were close to.
Tapshimni? Yeah, I was in Tapshimni. But back then we were in the mountains, so it was like these small houses. And then it was like these very small houses, and we're very poor, so our bathroom was, you had to walk out somewhere, and it was the ones on the floor.
It was like outside.
Yeah. It was the ones on the floor where you have to squat. And during winter, it gets so cold. There's like ice layers on the ground. So we have to be careful. Sometimes you slip while you're doing your thing. You'll slip, and then your leg will hit the wall, and you catch yourself.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. So we did that. What
Did you
else
ever
did we do?
slip?
Yeah, of course. My family was close to another family, right? But they were more well off. So I'm pooing at this place in the ground, we go over to their house for the first time, and they live in an apartment, like a apartment. And then I go, and they have a toilet. And I remember
Like a sitting toilet?
yeah, I remember I told my brother, I was like, they have a toilet.
That's so cute.
I was like, what the heck? I was so surprised. I would get an allowance of 50 cents a week, buy ice creams, and there was a game. Do you know a game called Speed? It's two buttons, and then you go like this. So a lot of childhood stuff, memories in Korea. And then coming to the US at the age of 6 or 7, you're like, oh, I didn't even know how to speak English. So me and my brother were just like, we would go to an ice cream truck together, and then we would help each other out because we didn't know what to do.
Ice cream.
Yeah, we didn't know what to say, and then we didn't know what to do. Because we couldn't speak English. And I remember we felt very out of place. And then over time, we spoke English very well. And now I forgot most of my Korean.
That's why I think you forgot, probably.
Yeah, I'm Korean, but I can't speak the language. I grew up in America. I come back, and all of a sudden I'm just like, what is this? It's so weird, I always wonder what would it be if I stayed in Korea.
Maybe you wouldn't have
I hope be one of those guys walking in and saw it. If Korea was what it is now, my parents wouldn't have came to America. But because Korea was how it was back then in the 90s, they came to America. Now there's more opportunities in Korea too, You could do like music, you could do entertainment. You could be a YouTuber in Korea. But back then, there was not much choices. So they came to America for the opportunity.